Alrighty then, we are back. Welcome, my friends. Thank you for joining me here once again on Keys to the Kingdom. As always, my name is Sam and I'm here to help you liberate from your flesh, define your purpose, and live the life that you came here to live. And today, I've got a very special video for you. We're going to be doing another energy update, and we're going to be lifting the veil of illusion, because you guys know I'm a intuitive and I am on the spiritual path. When you're on the spiritual path, you expand your consciousness into the underlying frequencies that are governing the material plane. You know, when you become a light worker and you let love guide you, not fear, you let conscience guide you, you surrender to the path ahead of you, you let go of your own sort of ego and desires and what you want, and you do what's right in the bigger picture. You know, what happened to me back in the day, like 5, 6, I don't even know how long it's been now, I've been on this path such a long time. You know, for a long time, I sort of had this awakening, this epiphany, and I realised that, you know, there's a much bigger mission going on the earth. There's a spiritual war, and this spiritual war we're all a part of. And what it means to awaken is to see what's going on the planet and to take your side. Ultimately, are you know, going to join the light, the forces of the light, or, you know, your higher self, your conscience, and sort of do what's right? Or are you gonna stay as a part of the problem? Now, I don't just mean, oh, you're wearing a mask and getting the death jabs and all that. This is still very surface level. We're talking about the underlying energetics. We're talking about a spiritual war in the unseen realms. This spiritual war is for the hearts and the minds of the people. We're talking about the harvest for the demons. They're harvesting souls right now because they're suppressed. And I'm going to talk about demonic oppression within this video, and that's the veil that we're lifting. But there's also a harvest for the light. And right now on the planet, many shamans will tell you that you're either good and you're either a pure being. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't have areas of grey, like there's still, you know, none of us are perfect, or you're an evil being. And you can see this when you listen to people, when you talk to people. You know, most people are completely spiritually closed off, or you can sense that there's light in there. Maybe they still have programs, maybe they're still clouded by darkness, but that's what we're talking about in this video, because the energy right now is there's a demonic oppression, and the Satanists, they've been inviting this dark energy in for a long time. 5G don't help. The crap foods and the trauma that everyone goes through, even you know, jabs that you get when you're a kid, it creates trauma. You know, they cut the umbilical cord way too early, which causes trauma that happens, you know. And then what this creates is what we call, it allows trauma-based mind control, and then the chief of demons can get in, right? And so when you start to awaken, like Neo in the Matrix, like Morpheus, right? These people, when you start to awaken, you become like Neo, you become like Morpheus, Trinity, right? Which is the trifecta. Morpheus is the mind, Trinity is the emotions, and Neo is action, taking action. The action man, getting it done, getting the job done. And once you start to awaken, Agent Smith sees you, and Agent Smith will do whatever it can to bring you down. And so the way demonic oppression works is it's a frequency, an energy field of pure evil. And what are thoughts? It's energy. You know, how does a deaf person think? You know, if you've been deaf since you were born, what language do they think in? They don't know English. They don't know You see what I'm saying? They think in frequency, and we all think in frequency, and we translate that into the language that we use and understand. And so a lot of people are under a lot of demonic influence at the moment. There's a big field of dark energy, and it's a veil of illusion. It creates a veil of illusion. So, and I'm not exempt from this. I've been feeling it, I've been dealing with it, and especially as I'm on the path, I'm making videos, I'm on the side of the light. Clearly my heart's in the right place. I care about lifting the veil of illusion from humanity. I care about you, I care about people, I care about the innocence on this planet. That's why I do what I do. I care about the children, I care about the animals, I care about the earth, I care about freedom, I care about the restoration of this planet. And that's what we're here to do. And we have to lift the veil of illusion to remind ourselves who we are. And that's the light codes that are coming through right now. Light being the key word, because there is light, and you're not abandoned. You haven't been abandoned by the light. Even if you're in a dark place, there is light. But what happens is we tend to then start overthinking. Get into our head, we're overthinking, and then this energy field of pure evil, it has its manifestations. Go and watch or listen to my audiobook on the Apocryphon of John and the inverted matrix, the demiurge. We explain how there is the demiurge is the chief of demons. It's the pure evil energy field. And then the archons, the word archon means ruler. They think they are the masters and we are the slaves. Right, and they are the physical manifestation of this dark energy field. And so the archons, they possess the soulless ones, or the mind-controlled ones, the traumatized ones, those that haven't awakened. And they can possess the bodies and control these beings that are around the source players, or the awakening ones, the awakened ones. And they try to stop you along your journey. So the way that we lift this veil of illusion, because they cast thought forms into your mind, they can even cast astral parasites onto you. And the way they do this is they start influencing your thoughts, and then they start influencing your auric field, so that you then take wrong action, you go against your own moral code of protection, and you open yourself up. So your moral code is very key, obviously, like we always say, to protecting yourself. But also, you have to, first of all, drop out of your mind and into your heart, because the heart, when you're in your heart, you're not thinking, are you? Like, drop from your mind, get out, stop thinking, drop into your heart. And then we have to remember our higher calling, why we're actually here. Like, for example, what I like to do is remind myself that, I'm 28 years old, but remember how fast time has gone up to this point. You're not going to be here forever. So why is the higher calling? Why are you here? Why are you here? And you don't need the validation from someone else. Like, I know why I'm here. I'm here to be a warrior amongst men. Why did that name come to me? These things aren't just what we make up. These things are inspiration. It's you acting on your inspiration. Inspiration is light. They are light codes. We have to we have to ignore the logical fallacies that people have projected into our minds since birth. Where's your evidence? Again, evidence-based mind control, society-based mind control, Bible-based mind control, family-based mind control. All of these forms of mind control. In other words, it's externalizing your power. Right now, if you want to lift the veil, the light codes that are coming in, is you have to step up. Humanity has to step up right now, but more importantly, you have to step up. You have to remember that you have to remember your reason for being here. And you're here for the spiritual war, you're here to take the planet back. All of the rest of it is illusion. It's just part of the matrix. You know, we think, oh, well, I'm young, I'm doing this, I should be having fun, I should be doing all these things. And there's nothing wrong with having fun, but what are you basing your whole life around? You know, is it just about you making your dream life? Or are you actually awake and you're actually realizing why we're here? Doesn't mean you need to go around being negative, and you don't have to go around telling everyone what the darkness is and trying to wake everyone up, but you have to remind yourself, what is my energy field? Because when we become aware of the darkness, it's easy to become the darkness, and then that's another trap. They've got you anyway. And many spiritual teachers fall into this, and that doesn't mean that righteous anger is not good and we should just ignore it and ignorance is bliss. No, you need to be aware of it so that you can not be it anymore. That's the whole point, right? I'm aware that eating animals is causing a lot of suffering, so I don't do it anymore. I'd still be doing it if I didn't realise that it's not that I didn't like the taste of it or anything like that. It's that I realised it was wrong morally, and it was wrong for my body because I'm a herbivore. But that's not the only thing, right? We're aware of our inner demons so that so that we can rise above them. You cannot destroy your inner demons, you can only rise above them. And this is the illusion, right? The illusion is what are your crutches? Like for me, weed, sex, all these things, they're my crutches. That's my fleshly desires. That's not my higher calling, is it? You gotta be honest with yourself. What's your higher calling? And there's nothing wrong with, you can have some beautiful sex, you can make love, right? And it can be passionate and erotic and stuff like that, but you shouldn't base your whole life around trying to attract those experiences, just like you shouldn't base your whole life around trying to just attract money. You shouldn't base your whole life around, just pleasure, right? Those things, it's not to demonize pleasure, but don't allow your path to be dictated by those experiences, and this is the illusion. So we need to break out of this illusion by remembering who we are, why we came here. For me, I went through a lot of darkness, and I had the dark night of the soul. I wanted to just not be here anymore. I wanted to abandon my mission. And what happened was, I had a big wake-up call, and I thought to myself, why would I want to end the story? I might as well finish the story and see what happens. I might as well finish my mission. And I had to be strong. I had to remember why I'm here. And I've always been a warrior. I've always been a leader. And so I don't need anyone else to validate the fact that that is who I am. And I'm here to help pull other people out of that darkness. I'm here to help give people confidence to be a warrior amongst men, and to pull people out of their worrying and their fears. I need to help people to be a warrior and not a warrior, right? And to remind people where the light is. We don't all have the same mission. And so right now, the energy is calling for us to get rid of the darkness out of our lives. Bring light back into your life once again. Do things that you enjoy, right? And remember your calling. Don't base your whole life around just seeking pleasure, but remember why you're here, and you're here to bring light back into this world, And that's how we really tear down the darkness, is by shining the light on what is real and what's true and what's right, and reminding people that we are a family. All of us are here as one family. That's the big key. That's what the demonic influence wants us to forget, They want to play the card of divide and rule, divide and conquer, right? And how we really bring freedom into our life is not by, freedom, freedom isn't, I just want to do whatever I want. No, freedom is actually discipline. Like, let me explain. If you were allowed to just do whatever you want, then you're not going to be taking care of your body properly, because your body requires actual nutrients. It requires the stimulation of exercise in your muscles. If you don't use it, you lose it. And it's the same with the light. You need to be present with the light. You need to acknowledge the light in your life. Be grateful for the things that you have. Be grateful for your inner talents, and don't wait for other people to validate them. You're here to give your message. You got to be strong. You got to be a warrior. And right now, the energy, the light codes that are coming through are that we need to acknowledge what is illusion and what is truth. Truth is unity. Truth is love. Truth is that we're all family. And the truth is that evil doesn't belong on this planet. And all the evil on this planet is a reflection from the humans. We are evil because of the demonic influence, because of the mind control. We're not inherently evil. That's our condition. The current condition of humanity is evil, but by nature we are not evil. And when we actually change and we become the light once more, you'll see that the evil will be lifted in nature, everywhere. I know that's a bit difficult for some people to take, and I don't expect people to believe me. I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to remind you where the light is, so that you can find it, so that you can have these downloads and you can understand it for yourself. So sometimes we need to give ourselves a talking to, and we need to maybe go for a walk. We need to give ourselves time to evaluate the situation, so that we can oversee it, so that we can overstand the situation, understand the situation, understand the situation. Right? What I mean by this is, when you go for a walk and stuff, remind yourself who you are, and remind yourself that you don't need validation from anyone else. Remind yourself that you are consciously choosing your path based on what you know to be right. And never look back on your path and think that it wasn't meant for you, that you've gone wrong and you've taken the wrong path and you should have done this, but you wasted all this time, because you are being initiated. You're being built into a warrior. You're being built for a much bigger purpose that is yet to come. And so remind yourself that we are the lights of the world, and we're keeping humanity afloat right now, because the mind control of the satanic network is to keep humanity in a low frequency. So then we start to get depressed, and we start to beat ourselves up. We think we're not good enough, and then what happens? We can be possessed by the chief of demons, and they can further harvest souls on this planet. And so right now the light is also being harvested, and what I mean by that is those of us that are stepping into the light and being the light are being pulled into higher frequency planes where our powers are returning. And the key and the portal, if you will, the energetic portal to the higher frequency planes is through self-validation, through accepting your inner power. So right now we need to get rid of trying to be like someone else, get rid of distractions, all distractions, and really step into our power and really live the life that we came here to live. So that's my message for you today, guys. Thank you for joining me. If you want to have a one-to-one session with me, then the link is in the description to my services. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to working with you. And also get in touch if you want your personalized subliminal affirmations that can help you to feel like you are good enough, because we need all the tools we can get on this path, right? We need to rewire the subconscious so that it works for us, so that we have this protection, and our auric field isn't battered by our traumas and by not feeling good enough, right? You need to know that you are good enough. So that's the service I offer. If you are interested, get in touch with me. But yeah, until next time, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace and love, my friends.